hearing your own voice live is something that you can like actively like learn to deal with, especially if you're like used to being on stage. Will I ever get there? Fuck. If I don't have to, I won't. That's my thinking on that one. So hey, what's up? It's motherfucking Wednesday. We're gonna be doing some SMT in a second. I want to do some quick stream announcements too. I'm gonna talk with Francine about it. I haven't talked to her about it yet, but scheduling's a little weird tomorrow. My assistant has an appointment roughly 45 minutes after the usual start time. So I'm going to talk about maybe doing it earlier, later, or canceling it. The thing about doing it later is that we have smaller streams. An hour isn't enough for me, but hour and a half, that is enough. That turns out an hour and a half is like my minimum, ish, reaching for an hour and a half, including the pre-stream and everything. That's about minimum for me. I want to make sure you have at least a show's worth of content. Like a good X-Files length show, which, hey, when flying to Minneapolis this weekend, back and forth, watched some X-Files. They had season 3 specifically on the in-flight entertainment. I don't know why it's just that season, but X-Files is way more of a thriller than I realized. I never spent a lot of time actively watching it when it was new. And you know what? Maybe I'll start pursuing that, because I was fascinated, even though there was Season 3 opens up with probably some very rough Native American depictions. Very 90s-esque Native American depictions. We're trying, but we're not, it's the we're trying, but we're not at all proficient in this, and not at all, really working with these folk enough. That's why there was a big push for just put people in charge, because they're less likely to fuck it up. It's their own culture. Anyways, I just fed the cat. She's on the bed looking at me, licking her chops. So that is stream time, my friends. Hope you're all doing good. It's a bit rough over here in Dubland, but we make do. Country girls, we make do. Space girls also make do. Francine, would you say that monster girls also make do?
The nature of a monster girl is to make do under all circumstances.
There you go.
That's what part of what defines them. I was listening to the end of pre-stream, opening stream announcements there. I gotta say, whenever I hear my own voice live, or not even live, whenever I hear a recording of my voice, we've had to do a couple of interviews and stuff for the purposes of SCX promotion, marketing.
Yep.
Listening back to my own voice as part of that, I turn off after 2 seconds. I can't handle it. I can't handle hearing my own voice. So I hope everyone's enjoying my voice, but I am not one of those people. I can't stand listening to myself. I think that's a very common response.
It is. It's something I think most people have to get used to. I am more used to it than I used to be, because I have to edit these to some extent, just a little bit, to figure out when good starting and stopping points are for the cuts. So you get kind of used to it after a while, and then it stops bothering you. That is person faces. That is Francine here, live in the bone, because you're a skull.
Oh, hold on a second. I was just getting my copy of the chat up. Yes, that is me. Hi.
Is that a friend of yours or a fan? Others welcome.
Zenobi Goat is a familiar name. I'm not sure. I might know them by another username. But Zenobi Goat is definitely ringing a bell.
It's a shame that I can't give you a better resolution than 720, but I'm not. I think that's subscribing to Discord after their AI stuff.
Fine.
Why is it streaming Discord? No. That's not what I want to show Francine. She can look at Discord herself. There we go. It's white boxes right now, but we'll fix that.
Oh.
There it goes.
That's it. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yes, Zenobi Goat. I have seen you around the place. We have done the Twitter equivalent of passing each other in the street, hitting up the same coffee shop a couple times, saying hi, hi, Twitter neighbor.
My assistant had a moment when flying back from Minneapolis where someone who's been there since like 5 in the morning, so they've been there for a while, just happened to sit next to her and started talking. And you know what? You treasure those moments. They're weird and awkward sometimes, but you just treasure them because it's someone just being very human. And I kind of think about that.
You watched the opening of X-Files season 3. That's the one where they're out in the desert and they find that bus, right?
Yeah.
The buried bus.
Yeah, Mulder had to get a spiritual resurrection from the Navajo.
Mm-hmm.
I feel it's weird because it started with like you know, the Indian.
Still white boxes on this end.
It shouldn't be. That's not good.
I can hear it, but I cannot see it.
It should be.
I see like a big white box and like nothing else.
It should be.
Well, I see the OBS stuff, but
it should be broadcasting to you. Let me try that one more time.
Nope. Still, it looks like when you used to navigate out or whatever, and it would go away until you navigate it back into the window.
Is there any difference when I click this and this?
No,
this,
still the same.
This.
That's really weird.
All right, I have an idea. Where is it?
It's so funny how something that can just like break independently like this. Like I assume all the settings on OBS are pretty much the same as the last time you booted it up, but yeah.
Did that fix it?
Yeah. Nope, still the same. Very weird.
All right, I'm gonna restart the entire OBS on this end and see if that fixes it.
Okay, I mean, I could just watch on a slight delay on the main stream. That's coming through just fine.
Well, let me try to do a fix here. Because
like kind of a half between like a growing genuine interest in like Native American culture and also like a mainstreaming of like white guilt sentiment over like Native American genocide in like American pop culture in the 90s, where you have a lot of like increasingly positive depictions of Native American groups, but very often in a sort of like noble savage or like weird mystic light or whatever, where they act as guides and stuff like that, and it's often portrayed very inaccurately to boot. Like it's just a real mess. But
it's like you're halfway there. Like you're sympathizing him. That's half of it is sympathizing, but you gotta like follow through on process too.
Now it's working.
Yeah.
Now it's working.
I noticed that when I was sharing it the second time on the restart, then Star Trek Voyager.
Oh my god, Voyager, Christ. We're talk about Chakotay.
Yeah, Voyager is a show I have very mixed feelings about. I overall like it, but I think until recently, I kind of considered it the last, like, Star Trek-ass, like, Star Trek show. I say until recently because Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks are very Star Trek. I think they nailed it. Both of them. I highly recommend both of those shows if you're looking for some modern Star Trek. Yeah,
that sounds good to me. I agree with you that I kind of saw Voyager as the end of Star Trek in a lot of ways, up until recently, I suppose.
And a lot of like other things have been like, let's try to do something a little different in Star Trek, and it's good, but it's man.
Okay, before we get too far from the topic of the X-Files, here's something I always wish they would do on the X-Files that they didn't. So in a sense, this is a spoiler, but I mean, not like the crazy. It's a very abstract and distant.
The show's like 30 years old.
Yeah, I wish that, given that the show alternates between the sort of like larger arcing plot stuff with the which is exclusively about like the alien colony and the colonization projects and stuff like that, like the classic UFOs, the Greys, like it alternates between episodes that connect to that or are directly part of that story arc, and then also just like Monster of the Week episodes where Mulder and Scully go somewhere and encounter like a random cryptid, or they get stuck in a haunted house, or there's a guy who's uploading his brain into a computer or something on those lines, and they just encounter all these scattered little things that are kind of treated as like canonical in a lot of ways because they'll never be referenced or whatever, even if they have really bizarre implications for the state of the world at large. I always kind of wanted those two lines to cross over. I thought it was really funny that the aliens had picked a planet to colonize that wasn't just inhabited by humans, but also by like a million different kinds of warring ghosts and supernatural being and like vengeful gods and witches and like ghouls and cryptids and all kinds of stuff. I wanted the end of the series to be about all of the like native sort of like resident supernatural beings of Earth, all of the curses and ghosts and shape-shifting beings and werewolves and like guys who drink people's brains through a straw and stuff like that, who are native to Earth, collectively like trying to repel the alien threat in allegiance with Mulder and Scully. They never would have done something like this, but I just really wanted an episode where the aliens were like, this planet's fucked. Like, we're trying to set up an alien colony here, and you guys have, like, ghosts that can, like, psychically throw people across rooms and blow people up, and this is crazy. We're leaving. This place is insanely hostile to life.
SCP occasionally reckons with that whole idea of, you know, that there's all these things in the universe. And sometimes you get one that, like, really directly talks about it. I think there was one that was, like, part of, like, it was an SCP, and then there was a big short story, multi-part short story attached to it that I read through because I was interested in the basic idea. And at one point, like, there's like a certain like explanation from this alien species they're encountering, explains like why, like what anomalies might be or what they represent. And then someone at the end is mentioning offhandedly, oh, so you're saying that Earth is kind of in the thick of one of these hot zones? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I love the stuff like that. There's like a whole extensive SCP sub-canon about the Foundation becoming a spacefaring organization far in the future and getting to other planets and finding that like other civilizations that live out there have their own equivalents of foundations and stuff. And there's a lot of my favorite SCPs on the site are about them finding like there's like a whole thing that's just about all the planets they found where there used to be a Foundation equivalent, like this alien species tried to contain all their anomalies and it failed. So they just find all these planets that are just full of like even weirder anomalies than usual that have wiped everything else out because they're alien anomalies. Like they don't even have our like cultural frame of reference to go off. I love stuff like that. Anyway, we should probably get back into Showdown before.
Hey, we'll talk about weird shit. It's fun. But yeah, okay. Full Arena, like, I think that's right. I'm pretty sure it was the advisor who was outed as a fraud. And Jineko Shogun beanie show some alien probe theme. Like, SMT world dealing with, like, aliens. The thing is, though, is, like, I'm not quite certain how the cosmology works in SMT. I feel like the impression I've gotten is that there's a bunch of different Earths.
Kind of, yeah. There's like a lot of debate around whether or not there is like a sort of coherent quote-unquote multiverse or whatever, and whether all the SMTs are canon to each other. Some of them definitely are. SMT1, SMT2 are part of they're direct sequels to each other. Like 2 is a sequel to 1. And what makes it even weirder is that supposedly there's like so this is canonical. This is definitely confirmed. There's a split timeline effect where the events of Shin Megami Tensei 1 destroy the world and create a post-apocalypse that later leads into Shin Megami Tensei 2, which takes place like, 100 years more after that apocalypse or whatever, like, civilization after civilization kind of thing. I always love this Dominion model, it's very cool.
A femboy awakens violence in me.
Supposedly, the Persona games, all the Persona games and the Devil Summoner games, and for that matter, I believe starting with Shin Megami Tensei If. Shin Megami Tensei If takes place in a world. It was kind of the prototype for the Persona games. It was a spin-off game about a high school which gets consumed by a sort of like localized netherworld, and you play as a handful of students who are fighting their way through to get to the kid at the center of all this, whose name is Hazama, who was bullied and has now like taken control over the netherworld and become an emperor of darkness. And you have to defeat him and uncover like the trauma that led him to do this, and there's a lot of different possible endings. Supposedly, this game happens if SMT1 doesn't happen. Like, SMT1 has some nukes going up and blowing up the whole world. If that series of events is somehow prevented by SMT If happening beforehand, so that's a point where the timeline diverges. Either SMT1 happens or SMT If happens, and then after SMT If happens, that's supposed to be the timeline after which the Persona games take place, because the Persona games are all set in like the 21st century after the date that Shin Megami Tensei 1 is supposed to have taken place, but have like continuity with them and reference stuff from those games. It's very weird. All the Persona games are in their own timeline. All the Shin Megami Tensei games are in another, I guess. It's one of the weird little quirks of the way they were doing those games back in like the late 90s, early 2000s. There's even a plot element in one of the Raido Kuzunoha Devil Summoner games. There is a person who travels from the SMT1 future to the past to try and prevent that SMT1 future from happening because they know everything is going to go to shit after the world blows up.
I think of all the like Persona games that I would like to see referenced in SMT. Like I haven't played through Persona 3, but I know it ends on a really interesting note. I feel like that's the one that has like the most like, I guess, weirdness inherent in its ending.
I think maybe the weirdest one is I think the weirdest Persona games are absolutely like the Persona 1, the Persona 2 duology, Persona 2 Innocent Sin, and Persona 2 Endless Punishment, I think. Eternal Punishment, actually.
I know very little about Persona 2 and 1.
Definitely something worth checking out someday.
Anyways, yeah, I was looking at guys while you were talking because it's good. I gotta say, I know it's like a real just basic effect, but I really like Horus. There's something about this simple design that intrigues me.
Horus is much cooler here because of the particle effect. In previous games, Horus has kind of been infamous for having one of the most like low-key and very dull designs, especially by comparison to a lot of the other Egyptian pantheon.
Yeah, like if it wasn't for the glow, this would just be a golden bird, but the glow is somehow really just. It's like it's like the one thing it needed.
I agree with you completely.
Anyways, all right. Yeah, I was just checking to see if there's anything we could like actively fuse. It don't look like it right now. We did fusing last time, and we got Eden, right? Yeah, we do.
I believe yes. Yes, we do.
Well, we just like.
And we have yet to see her fancy animation, so get her.
Put Eden, put Allison. Wow, it's only. The theme of this party feels like the bring an FF14 reference. Thancred and Oriange are chaperoning. Reen and
Reen.
Why did I forget all their names? What's their name, Gaia?
Reen and Gaia?
It was Gaia. Okay, I'm so names are like the first thing to go in my memory. Yeah, escorting those two girls on a date while they're also having a date. So I guess technically it like chaperone like double dates.
It's so funny to me that Nomura designed Gaia in such a way that they had to both like figure out how to give her an entirely new weapon animation and also like make a completely unique model for her because there was no way they could build her face in the engine.
I love that Nomura did that.
Yeah.
I know it was extra work, but damn, Gaia is one of my favorite like characters who I don't know, maybe we'll see more of her next game. I mean, I'm not playing it. But I hope to.
I certainly hope so.
I hope to see her. I hope to see people say, "Yo."
We'll be they're getting up to assuming things go as they have previously, and there's no indication that they won't. We'll know what the next X-Pack is by the end of this month because FanFest is coming up,
yep.
And yeah, they're gonna tease that thing. Oh, on that note, I know you mentioned that we might be talking about a different schedule tomorrow. I would prefer to do it earlier tomorrow in order to get our theme, because next week I am going to be unable to attend both streams because I am going to be traveling. I am going to the United States of America, and I will be there for a month. I'll be able to stream after that week, but that next week we're going to be traveling, and then also we're going to be attending the Savannah Comic Convention.
Georgia.
The Comic Con in Georgia. Yeah, Savannah, Georgia, where I will be attending as one member of the Ghost Fruits Art Collective, and I recommend if you're in Savannah, Georgia, or someone you love is in Savannah, Georgia, send him our way, or you come our way yourself.
Are you gonna
come on down to the Comic-Con? We'll hook you
You
up.
gonna be near Kentucky at all during your travels?
No, we're going to Savannah, Georgia, and then we're heading out to see my in-laws in Oklahoma. We'll be staying there for a month.
Okay, damn.
Yeah, every time I head to the States, there's always some discussion about which friends are closest, but somehow I always manage to to miss the mark by a couple of 100 miles.
Yeah, America is a big place.
America's a big place. I am looking forward to being able to go to a 7-Eleven though, again.
Oops.
We did
They got me again.
7-Elevens in Tokyo, and now I'm going to do 7-Elevens in Georgia and Oklahoma. Although we'll be briefly passing through New York, since that's where we'll be landing after our flight from Heathrow, and then rapidly bustling ourselves onto a flight to Savannah from there.
Haha, eat shit, nerd.
It's kind of cool that he laughs as he dies.
He's here just to have
Really
a good time.
He's embracing the spirit of the danse macabre.
Might as well just, like, Spirit Drain one of you. I don't know why Spirit Drain you is full on MP. So I'm, there we go.
I'm kind of rooting for us to take a big enough hit to justify using that fancy new heal on Eden, just so you can see the animation.
It'll happen eventually. Oh, a dodge, huh? Dodge, motherfucker. Alright, well. Boop.
I never get tired of that one. So the forks there are a reference again to her appearance in earlier Shin Megami Tensei's, when she's usually paired with or associated with the demon Belial, who's depicted in SMT as having like an enormous classical trident like that. So the fact that she summons up a big old fork to of the same style to impale foes is, I think, is supposed to suggest she's invoking her helpful guardian uncle figure.
I like how that her attack animation is also pointing.
It's great.
Filled with death.
I'm not normally a fan of Alice, but I did really like having her on my team.
Dark Pleroma.
Dark Pleroma, hell yes.
Okay. If you say so, ma'am. I didn't know you wanted to murder that badly. What's this up here? Oh.
He's cool. It's cool. He's cool.
Yeah, I just admiring him. I like his little fancy ruffle.
I am Moloch. You will offer everything to me. Devote yourself to the great King Moloch.
Let's see. You got like some cool like head patterning there. You got a big like neck brace when you're on the airplane, I guess.
You might notice the metallic section of his body there has a whole load of little hatches on it. This is designed to evoke depictions of Moloch. So Moloch is supposed to have been a demon or god of some kind to whom child sacrifices were made, often by the means of inserting sacrificial like victims into an enormous brass or like stone bowl and closing it like a furnace and burning them alive in there. And so Moloch is very often depicted as a towering like figure, like a sort of bull-shaped building with a whole load of furnace hatches down the side. And Kaneko's version of him here has him sort of emerging out of this massive metallic harness body thing that has, yes, a whole bunch of hatches for putting people in. Whether or not real Moloch worship involved that, it's unclear, but that's the popular perception of Moloch, and Kaneko very often trades in public perception. So.
So Zenobi, to answer your question, I'm going to assume you're asking honestly. Alice is from Through the Looking Glass by Lewis Carroll, from a book.
Yes, it is indirectly intended to be Alice from Alice in Wonderland, but the Alice that appears in SMT is kind of more just a reference to the Ghost Girl Alice as she appeared in Shin Megami Tensei 1. She's kind of a self-referential demon. She's less Wonderland Alice and more SMT's own original character Alice, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense, because like my other thinking was like I wonder if they played American McGee's Alice and got a little inspired off of that.
Nah, it was way too early for that. American McGee's Alice wouldn't exist for like another decade or something when SMT 1 came out. Anyway, let's do what Moloch has to say. This building suits me. It is brimming with Nagatsuhi. I like it. It's on fire.
There might be better Alice's. I don't know. I'm partial to Fruit of Looking Glass because I like what it does with pros. I like this guy's chill. Yeah. Oh, door's I thought the door was glowing for a second. It's just rusty.
No, it's just fucked up.
Well, it was the whole thing about, like, Elden Ring. I was thinking of there's a tree. The tree is fucked up.
Probably don't want to... Make sure you don't jump down from here because that just takes us back to that save point that we already lost.
Wow. Full fist dampeners.
That was a good one.
Alright, let me go just carefully check the map here. We are trying to get to that.
Yes.
Remember, it's okay to check your maps. It's there for use, folks.
God, they really do. The
They got
entire
me
time I was
twice.
running around on these routes, I remember being jumped by the Macabres constantly.
Yeah, it's the same one. Same one. Alright. Just...
Ambush enemies like that are really something.
I've been getting consistent kills with that. Nice. Sorry, Narcy. Oh, you're having an issue? If you're having an issue, Zenobi, might want to just refresh the stream. That usually fixes it.
For what it's worth, we can see your messages if that's what you're concerned about.
Message didn't post at all, huh? I see. If it was something that was like, modded or something, we just say message removed. So I don't know. Don't know what Twitch be doing.
If it's working right now, then...
Let me try it again.
It's working.
It just said Svankmeyer. Svankmeyer? I don't know how to pronounce that.
No. Svankmeyer, Jan Svankmeyer is the name of an illustrator. Or filmmaker? I can't remember. There's like multiple Svankmeyers. I'm sure Zenobi will clarify. Yes. Svankmeyer's Alice. Oh, cockatrice.
A poison gem, I'll take it. Filmmaker makes distressing stop-frame movies. That does sound intriguing, actually.
Yeah, there you go.
I might as well. He wants to fight. Yeah. American McGee's Alice does not, like, hit everyone the same way. I can understand that, opinion. American McGee does a very early aughts sort of, emo sort of vibe.
American McGee has a charm to it. I like desperately chuny, kind of like edgy stuff like that, honestly. I think it's very sincere in its own way, which I appreciate, especially in a modern climate.
It's the sincerity that I dig, yeah. That's a good way to put it. They're currently doing like a plushie series too that are just based off of like different like mental conditions, which I know might seem corny to some folk, but to others, I don't know. Like having a little plushie rabbit named Dysphoria actually does have some appeal to me.
Zenobi, but have you considered that aesthetics is substance of a kind? It may not be substance that you value in the same way, but it is substance.
Man, I'm feeling the art student radiating off of you.
The last time someone like called me an art student was years and years and years ago when I was, as an art student, getting onto a double-decker bus with the body of like a mannequin that had been abandoned by the art school, which I fished out of the trash around the back because I was like, this is a cool mannequin. I could put clothes and stuff on this and like use it like just as a cool like piece of. I just use it as a cool decoration in my room, and I didn't want to see it go to waste because I hate seeing stuff like mannequins that are in good condition thrown out like that. I had to remove its arms and legs though in order to get it like portable, so it did end up as kind of a Venus de Milo torso. But in any case, I was carrying this thing under one arm and my like portfolio under the other as I was like shuffling onto this bus. And I actually bumped into some old teachers of mine from when I was much younger who happened to be there, and they were like, "Oh, it's so good to see you again. So you're an art student now?" Like without having any idea what I did. I'm just like, "Yep, you got me in one. I'm getting on a fucking double-decker bus with an armless mannequin."
I love this entire story. This is great. I didn't mean to return, meant to heal. It happened again. You're fucking dead. Are you currently wrestling with learning that language, or whether or not you should learn that language? Programming language? Oh, I don't have any treasures to sell you.
I'm fucking dead personally because I did not get much sleep last night. I went to bed at about 1 and then I woke up at about 5 and I did not get back to sleep. So I'm at 4 hours of sleep I'm running on right now.
I'm full on try to fix my sleep schedule mode right now because it is impacting everything if I don't get it fixed.
I know how that feels.
I'm not doing art. I am half-assing it for streams. Like I don't like that. I like to full ass more stuff.
It has a real knock-on effect. We fixed ours by starting our gym stuff. Having like a personal trainer who's expecting us to show up at a specific time on Mondays, like forced us to start waking up earlier. Like if you can find a way to put an appointment like that into your day-to-day, that can be really helpful.
For most people that would work. There is actual anxiety problems with going out and stuff, though. It just takes a lot out of us.
Yeah, I get that.
So it's really a matter of finding a personal routine thing. Thing is my assistant, like, Calamity Sutra. What the fuck's Calamity Sutra?
Ups ailments, I believe.
Okay, that would make sense. That'll make sense. I won't even look at it then in that case. You know, let's whack this guy. I kind of feel like getting some fights. Alright, so Jovia Jokestar is sort of my Space Station 13 / Bar Trauma OC. I made her a clown initially, and so because Europa is a moon of Jupiter, it's a Jovian moon. So I called her Jovia Jokestar as also a JoJo reference. And so I decided that since we're playing Jovian, you know what, he's going to be the Jabroni Beano. And yeah, that's it. It's just a masculinized form of my Space Station 13 persona.
I feel like we say Jovian every week, but I feel like it's been a little bit... It's been a hot second since we had the full title of the Jabroni Beano come out.
It comes out when it needs to. Oh yeah, I find it vital to externalize.
Yeah, that's why I named mine Ryo Asuka after Ryo Asuka from Devilman, which was... I tend to name my SMT Pro tags, at least the male ones, Akira Fudo for Akira Fudo, the titular Devilman, but in this instance, I kind of like the idea of making the main character a nod to Satan instead.
Oh.
Devilman's
Satan appreciates getting the nods, you know?
Yes. It felt appropriate for the title as well. It always, I mean, Devilman, like, is such a massive influence on SMT in general as well, so...
There we go. That resists to not stop Alice very well. Oh, apple! Apple!
Eat it apples
No!
off the ground.
It got me!
Every fucking time!
It got me!
We've got to start exercising a little more caution with these.
No, I refuse to learn a damn thing.
I mean, it's all XP, I guess, as long as we don't die. Can't learn anything if you're dead.
Yeah, you're immune to that. Not your best sitch. What if I just like Frekugal? I'm curious.
Yeah, we could try it.
Let's get you on.
It will delete one of them.
Let's try that full health one. Let's see. Let's go for it. Holy Jesus fucking Christ! Okay.
Yep.
I wasn't expecting that much. Oh, and she still has a turn too. Sick. I mean,
You remember Neko Shogun did much the same. It's kind of a shame that because it's a generic Fraikugel that can be used by any demon that has the Fiend or War God race via the Bagatsui skill, it doesn't have quite the fancy animation that it does when it's used by main characters, like the Demi-Fiend. It's kind of the Demi-Fiend's signature attack in a lot of ways in SMT3. Fraikugel, and specifically, like, the way that it's portrayed involves the Demi-Fiend firing lasers out of his eyes, which looks great. And I really wish that Alice had a custom animation for that as well, because it would be fucking hilarious for her to just, like, glare at one of these guys and just obliterate them with death beams.
So I'm doing Japanese voices because I just prefer dubs in general. I use subtitles even when I'm hearing, subs. Because I go with subs even when I'm listening to dubs, is the thing, because I have a hard time processing information, and I really love hearing the Japanese voices. Also, that's 126 MP for this, so let's go check it. Apple time. See, look at this. She's like, fucking Loki's like, go eat the floor apple, and I'm like, what if I didn't? And now I'm getting apples for free anyway.
There's plenty of apples, like, all over the... We're literally running towards another floor apple right now. Loki had every reason to believe that we would eat it.
Yeah. I mean... I really gotta think about, stream accessibility, because like it's kind of like on one hand I like things being to my preference, but on the other I gotta like kind of like make some some compromises for the sake of other people. So that is good to hear. That is input I actually like hearing. Concessions. There's the word. It was a C word and I just could not think of it.
I often forget that one myself for whatever reason.
And so John Appleseed got iskated. Okay. Alright, if that's your feeling. Alright. But I am noting it as input. I mean, we are kind of talking over it anyway, so I don't know. I mean, we do read the unvoiced dialogue ourselves.
Layla, I'm surprised you didn't recognize the Nordic Eden. It's not Johnny Appleseed at all, although Johnny Appleseed would be a great candidate for an SMT demon.
Is Sir making trouble for you? I wish he'd stop playing with fire. He's gonna get my wings all burny. Speaking of which, there were some, Kunitsukami. Ah, wow, that is a word.
Kunitsukami.
Kunitsukami. Yeah, it's a Sue.
For Earth and Kami for gods, the gods of the Earth.
Kunitsukami want to do something about Sir too. I think they're coming up with a plan. I will.
Do you remember we were dispatched to find the Kunitsukami who are in possession of an amulet that will allow us to traverse the firewall, which that power entrusted us to find.
That's yours.
Oh, I'm sure everything's fine. That angel... How is it? Jovian, that angel mentioned a human wearing an officer's cap and the rest of the uniform as well. He looks really fucking cool. This could be a cause for concern. We should proceed with caution. It's probably that really cool guy we saw before.
Alright, I gotta save again. Apparently. So I don't have that up again. So it's treated as like a weirdly nothing figure. He's just there causing a problem. He's an obstacle. Oh wow, the trigger's right here.
Well, remember, normally what Ogami would say was, I sense a powerful demon ahead, but of course...
He's got a revolver.
Yakumo is human, so...
Sick.
There she is.
Gun and a babe. This guy is pretty cool.
なかなかの活躍ぶりでその名も轟いておるぞ。さて、休活を除したいところじゃが。
その必要はない。我らと出会った後、ベテルにダクダクと従い、生きているだけのよう。
Hold on, buddy. We haven't been able to make any route choices yet.
Well, when are we going back to the fairy village by your reckoning, by the way?
We can go back anytime. I don't think it's urgent necessarily. I think our focus for today should be taking on Yakumo here.
Okay, and after that we can boomerang back. Alright, apparently we're having a scrimmage. Okay, everyone, this guy has a gun. Bullets hurt.
Meta. So you'll notice that this Shohei Yakumo here has the quote-unquote demon race of Meta, which is reserved in Shin Megami Tensei for humans or human-like beings that have powers beyond what they should normally have. It's a pretty exclusive race, and typically it's impossible for a player to get a hold of any demons from this particular family.
See, Galvanic Slash. Okay, it's all electric. Lot of physical attacks. Negates buff effects on all foes. Alright, we're focusing in debuffs anyway.
Now, one thing you might notice about Yakumo's resistances is
weak to dark.
Weak to dark, which is why I'm extremely glad that we picked up Alice, who was an enormous help for me in this particular fight.
Alright. You, on the other hand,
Layla, I think the reason Nuwa can do that is because her human form is merely an illusion, and she has like an enormous snake tail lower half. She's just pretending.
alright. Bull Hygeia lasts for a bit.
Yeah.
So
Prep it.
I hadn't seen this in a while.
It's a good one.
Yep.
Oh, I love that cost animation. So,
Yeah, I would have
Shohei's
killed
design-
Dionysus if we didn't do that. Jeez.
Shohei's design and his cost animations and such are all a reference to a particularly influential fictional pop culture mainstay of Japan, which is the character of Yasunori Kato from in the West, it's called Doomed Megalopolis, but I'm just going to quickly look up the name of the original. Taito Monogatari, that's it.
Just did it.
Taito Monogatari is a multi-generational sort of supernatural horror action story about a man named Yasunori Kato who wears an antiquated policeman's uniform and wields dark magic, who is dedicated to destroying Tokyo and summons demons and such to that effect. He's very often referenced, most notably M. Bison, or Balrog as he's known in Japan, is his design is a reference to Yasunori Kato, as is his appearance on the like Street Fighter 2 poster art and stuff like that. Shohei here is kind of an interesting representation of a Kato type character because he's specifically here to support humans as opposed to demons, and is ostensibly trying to defend humans instead. It refuses to make use of or summon demons. So he's kind of an inversion of the structure, but it's a very cool look. And he strikes a lot of poses that are usually reserved for Yasunori Kato in different depictions. So that's where his vibe comes from.
Nice. We're gonna be relying.
Or Vega, that's right. Yes, let's go to Vega, not Balrog. I know that the names are shuffled around, and I forgot that they were shuffled around in that direction. He is Vega in Japan, not Balrog.
You see the kid who wants to destroy Tokyo. Oh, Parakusha.
Well, I mean, when he starts wanting to destroy Tokyo, it's still the capital of it's still Edo because it's his war on Tokyo starts like hundreds of years ago. But yes, traditionally he wants to destroy Tokyo.
It's not gonna give her enough juice. Fuck it. Chakra pot. We're taking a bit to load. Are we soft locked?
It was doing this earlier. I noticed when we did the Kanabi Veil, it took a little bit to load. This is really weird.
Let's give it a few seconds.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's really funny. Looking at Eden doing her like idol in the background.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, this is.
We're gonna call this a soft lock. Just worth underground Chinese Korean anti-eject.
Oh, Zenobi. Yeah, Zenobi. He's not the protagonist. He's the antagonist. That's part of it. Taito Monogatari is not an especially is not an especially anti-nationalist story. It's very much like a story about an evil wizard from the past who totally wants to destroy Tokyo because he hates the imperial family. This is the antagonist of a Japanese story. It's just that it's kind of one of those situations where the antagonist of the story is much more memorable and influential in stuff than any of the protagonists. He's left more of an impact on pop culture than any of the protagonist exorcist characters or the depictions of Abe no Seimei, the wizard who goes to fight him instead.
The wiki says he's protagonist, but it has 2 citations on it.
Yeah. I mean, in some ways, I believe in some versions of Taito Monogatari, he's supposed to be directly a descendant of the indigenous tribes of Japan that were wiped out by the imperial family. So like the Jomon peoples or the Ainu and stuff like that. He's a hell of a figure. I'm not sure if I haven't actually read the original novel or anything along those lines. I have no idea whether or not it actually takes a more interesting take on it. Like I am only familiar with it from like the shape of its influence on the rest of Japanese pop culture. Like I am not a Taito Monogatari expert. I just know how to recognize like the Kato costume design when it shows up in other stuff because it's very recognizable and he looks very cool. Interestingly, it's not the first time that SMT has taken his design and given it to a character. The protagonist of the Raido Kuzunoha Devil Summoner games is also explicitly a reference to Yasunori Kato, but he's very much the protagonist and also does a lot of stuff in those games to help support or save the Imperial family of Japan. So, you know.
Alright, we have a decent amount of glory too. We should also consider
yeah, maybe some miracles we can pick up.
Yeah. See, anything here? Can't summon. Enhanced summon seems pretty interesting. What else do we got? I mean, I should really start thinking about some of the price lowering stuff, but boy howdy. Yeah, physical mastery isn't... How long have we had access to almighty mastery too? Let's grab it. I don't see any reason not to grab this.
It is pretty expensive, so I don't know that we necessarily need to go much further down that route, but certainly that'll keep Sakanagi hitting hard for a little bit longer until we can replace it with the next rank up that ladder.
Oh, Wiki says Kato's Onryo. That's an interesting depiction. I only vaguely know what Onryo is from Phasmophobia.
I'm pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that he's not the Onryo. I thought Taira no Masakado is the Onryo in the original thing, and he's manipulating Taira's spirit. I thought he was just an Onmyoji. Onryo just kind of means like a vengeful ghost, or like a ghost with unfinished business in that sense. So there can totally be male Onryo. Like Taira no Masakado is often invoked as an Onryo, or an example thereof, since he died in futile rebellion against the imperial family. I mean, to be honest, Teito Monogatari's influence on Shin Megami Tensei in general is just like beyond just the Kato reference and stuff like that. The entire conceit of like the war for Tokyo, the fact that every SMT game takes place in Tokyo, that Tokyo is this occult capital, the invoking of like summoning of controlling of demons, Onmyoji, Abe no Seimei, Masakado appears in almost every SMT game and is hugely important. It's kind of a key text for the entire series. Yeah, he does that. Oh, but he does have such a cool pose.
Well, rip. I was kind of hoping to have Anubis for a bit longer. Anyone have, like, physical resist? I'm more worried about the physical than the lightning attack, honestly. You do. But also, you're made of paper. Fuck it. I know you have a dark ability, so let's bring it.
Physical resist is going to be pretty helpful, and even if he can't do much damage, he'll definitely be able to farm out some press turns, which could be possibly given over to Jovian to use Sakanagi.
Yep. Weak dark attack. Look at that. That is pathetic.
Alice and Jovian are definitely going to be our main damage dealers here. Might be worth. I'm pretty sure that Die For Me will always give us, like, because it gives us multiple hits, so it'll always be higher than Mudun overall. But it might be worth checking just to see how much we get out of a single Mudun.
Oh, okay. I was like, did I not cast that? No, I cast something else.
No.
Alright.
Yes.
Give everyone a big oof.
See, now, like, coupling that with the physical resist, this is honestly the best possible strategy for Kato, not for oh my god, now I'm calling him that, for Shohei Yakumo, since he causes such insane single target damage with his physical attacks. Like, having more than your max health is one way to mitigate that.
Alright,
Yeah, the guy from Devil Summoner that's Raido, I mentioned him earlier.
Alright, let's see what he does.
Layla, of course Anubis had to die, he has to understand death.
Oh. Apparently he missed someone and all that.
Yep, I think Alice, or it was either Alice or Eden dodged? Oh, fuck yeah.
Okay, that's a good hit. Alright, you're just press turning.
I remember my experience with Yakumo was like feeling incredibly daunted by how large his health bar seemed at first. Okay, so that's 252 versus two 190s. I think we might actually want to go back to doing the Die For Me. I mean, I know it's more. I think it's a little bit more MP intensive, but two 190s is better than one 252.
You just think here. You go that. You pick that. You press in. So I won't get back to her this round if I do this right now. Alright, I'm gonna just do a golden apple. Unseasoned. We'll drop a chakra pot next round. Alright, here we go. Yeah, drop the big nugget. Do the pass. Yes. Triple Hygeia. We're just gonna keep pumping that as long as we can.
Yep. Our MP economy might take a beating as this goes on, but either way, I think this is probably our best bet. Actually,
Well, I want to see how far
He's about
this takes us. Yeah, he is.
He's got Magatsuhi charge, right? I think
He's gonna do his electric attack. You think?
Get the fizz. I think fizz dampener, or is he gonna do the lightning attack? Ah, yeah, no, I don't. I can't
he hasn't
remember.
done electric attack yet. Is the thing. So I'm gonna.
Okay.
I'm gonna
And it's a Mazionga, yeah. So elect dampener. Let's make a bet.
see what happens. Boom.
You love to see it. Thanks for the free turn, dumbass.
It can get pretty difficult, and I think it's a very well done game though. Like once you start understanding like what they want you to do for things, it gets really, really fun.
Yeah, every boss is kind of a puzzle, and for me, it is the bosses that are like the primary gameplay challenge. I mean, that sounds like a silly thing to say, but like, you can normally like brute force your way through most regular enemy encounters, although they can definitely go south very quickly if you don't pay attention or you get unlucky. But it's the bosses with all of their respective resistances and AI patterns and stuff like that that make them interesting to pick apart. A lot of bosses will punish you for using certain attacks, even if they're very good or like expeditious. They have phases that aren't necessarily telegraphed, or they'll suddenly start behaving differently because they've reached a certain health threshold, and you got to figure that out. Learning what all their resistances and stuff are and capitalizing on them, like that's the real satisfaction of SMT, is like a good chunky boss fight like this.
Here's the thing: is the strategy we've gotten to about half health on him, and we haven't seen the house of cards start falling yet. Ah, there we go. That 9
Nice.
damage will surely change things. Alright, Magatsuhi this turn on the backswing,
Yep.
apple everyone, which will require me to just toss a, I could do a media this round, and chocolate drop, we'll figure it out as we go. It's not sweat it too hard right now.
Let's get some solid damage in first.
Is Yasunori Kato based a historical figure of the same name? Do you know?
I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a Taito Monogatari expert. If there is a historical Yasunori Kato, that is a very specific name, but I don't think I've ever heard about a historical figure.
Just Zanma, that fool. Oh wow. That was a... Dang, I forgot how good her magic stat was.
Fuck yeah. I'm not sure. I wouldn't be able to say. I didn't know there was a historical Yasunori Kato.
Another thing we use Shikiwiji for, by the way. Dropping her shit.
Huh. I'm willing to bet that that's probably just a coincidence. I can't see him being connected to a random daimyo. Wow.
Alright.
Oh, he's starting to feel it a bit.
Alright, we're gonna Medea everyone this round. That's a crit.
It could have been much
Oh,
worse.
that's what I'm
though.
saying. That's a crit and he only did 100 damage.
Yeah.
Alright, let's see
Yeah,
what
I was,
happens here.
I was stuck on our friend Yakumo for like at least a day or two, if I remember correctly. So this is certainly going a lot smoother.
Alright, do the Mudo pass.
Mudo.
Alice might not be able to... Yeah, she can only Mudo in this round.
She can Mudoon, and then we'll pump her up a little bit.
Alright,
I think we could probably use. Do we have enough MP on her for? We don't.
We don't.
For Golden Apple. Okay.
let's see, how much does the chocolate drop give? Is that 50? So total
Yeah,
150
we're also probably gonna,
minus 15.
He's about to Magatsuhi again, so we'll want to drop in an elect dampener. We could just have Eden do that, and then
We can have her hold on
I think
to
Eden should either.
the bull for a round in that case.
Yeah, Although I'm not sure we're gonna need it necessarily. Like another turn of this or so, and I think we're gonna be saying goodbye to Yakumo.
All right, let's Zanma then, because it will do a lot of damage. If we don't kill him this round, it'll be a little slowed down because of our lack of like buffs, but
yeah, remember if we get an elect dampener up, we get a free round. So
yep, and that's gonna be Shikiwiji's job here. That's gonna be Alice's job here. Because what I'm gonna do is Rocket Drop on Alice.
Yeah, that'll get a Mudoon out of her, but I don't think we need much more than that at this point.
I was gonna have a Elect Damp and play it safe.
Yeah, no, I mean like next turn we'll get a Mudoon out of her.
Alright, let's see if this plays out twice. It does.
Yeah.
Bad news for you, Bozo.
God, dude, did you not see us cast Elect Dampener?
We brought more than one. I mean, maybe I should just drop a gem here, because I feel like Shikiwiji deserves to have a little fun time with a gem.
This might be his last chance to take a hit on a boss.
Yeah, well, let's have him go out. Oh, is that all it did?
Oh well.
I was hoping for more, but that's okay.
Well,
you tried, buddy.
I think, yeah, die for me. It really is time, Yakumo, to die for me.
There it is. I made it played out because I was hoping it would be it. Get a big money injection and a level up.
For attack mirror, I wasted all my attack. I remember part of my eventual strategy also involved. I was going to suggest it if we had a tough time against him, but I eventually started making use of they scatter a bunch of demons and like put a bunch of demons that are ready for fusion into the sort of demon progression around this point that are specifically great for going up against Yakumo. But I was using Alice, but also Mushiwu, the little bird girl who's standing here, because she has Tetrakarn, like a free attack mirror.
Hold on.
Well, not free, but
We got shit going on.
それほどの腕を持ちながらベテルに従うとは何を考えて行動している
You're hot to think, you know how it is.
貴様とて悪魔が人間に害をなす様を見たであるそして人間が悪魔にそそのかされる様を見たはずだその者たちは幸せになったかそれとも不幸だったか悪魔の存在は人間を不幸にする貴様はどうか知らんが少なくとも俺は不幸しか見ていない
Interesting. I don't know. I'm pretty okay with demons. Well, we're making a big sweeping judgment about demons.
people kill people too.
どうした
わらわは見ておったぞ。その少年がラフムにたぶらかされた娘を助けられなかったことをな。そればかりか。一緒に来た娘さえ守れずに死なせてしまったのだったな。
Alright. You raised some fair points.
そうか貴様も悪魔によって親しき者を亡くしたか悪魔は人の弱さをつくこの世界に不必要な存在
And yet Nuwa is a demon. So...
Yeah.
また会おうぞ。
God, it was so hot. I can't deal with that. You have anything to say? Who's that human just now? That was like so scary. Alright, we're going back to the fairy village after a little heal and sink. She do got that big booty. But also she is just catnip for a lot of people.
She has the attitude.
Yeah, it's the attitude. God, I was actually reading something about X-Files the other day. Because someone was like saying like, was asking David Duchovny, like, hey, so does Mulder ever have impure thoughts about Scully? And he's like, I don't really play it that way. What I do is every time Mulder sees something cool, he looks at Scully, and that's what people find sexy. Like his first,
he's just so excited to share stuff. Like
his first reaction to seeing something fascinating is to look over at Scully and get her reaction and her opinion. And it's like, damn, son, you're right.
I love Mulder and Scully's like dynamic on that show. It's easily one of the things that makes it as enduring as it is.
It's good TV.
Oh, it's such a relief to be here after the blasted wasteland of Chiyoda. It's so open.
Took down Lamu? That's amazing, but don't go on any sort of rampage here, okay? What makes you think I'm gonna smack all you around?
It is the behavior of demons in this world too. Once they beat a larger demon, become an even bigger asshole themselves.
Perhaps the change is already upon Jovian, and he realizes it not. Anyways, we should also stop just to grab dollars. Forgot, was this one on top? I think it was on top. We need money pretty desperately. There's a ton of new dialogue here. Goodness fucking gracious.
Yep.
These kids still here? Oh, Miyazu's here. Fairies have taken great care of us, so we haven't had any trouble here at all. I was afraid at first because I didn't have my brother or you or anyone else. But I think I can manage now. Wait, was she you?
I think she might have been me, but I don't really mind. I'm fine. I think you're doing a better job with her than I did.
I'm gonna stay and help out here until everyone's recovered. You be careful too. She's great. She just does her thing. What's up, Oberon?
So you've slain Lamu. Impressive that you were able to take down one as devious and powerful as he. I am Oberon.
Some SMP games seem to be that way. I don't know if it's all of them. That's more Francine's knowledge base than mine.
That's a lot of the SMT games. It's not always one-to-one like that, and the best ones play with that like setup a little bit and subvert it in interesting ways. But traditionally, yes, the player will be surrounded by characters at the beginning of the game who alternately are either inviting you to go down various ideological paths, or will themselves journey down those ideological paths and bring you with them. And you have to make your choices. It is almost impossible to reach the end of most SMT games without alienating one or more of your original sort of traveling party or friends. So in that sense, they really set themselves apart from a lot of other traditional turn-based RPGs of the time when they came out, since like they rejected the party dynamic in favor of kind of like having to choose who your enemies are and abandon some people in pursuit of your own ideology, which may not even be a perfect ideology in a lot of cases, like, and you could be fully aware of that. It's one of the things that makes them compelling. Sometimes it's been less interesting than others. Not every SMT game has as interesting a selection of ideologies to choose from, and they often default to like either ultra libertarian chaos or like ultra authoritarian order, which isn't much of a choice, but it's interesting. I think my favorite alignments system is definitely, like, the options that were available is definitely the one in Nocturne. But
Fucking
that's kind of a facile
Layla.
answer.
I'm just gonna read it out loud because it's worth it. SMT is about alienating your friends, being lonely, and killing the Jewish God as viewed by Catholicism.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to go home as soon as I can, but I'm gonna focus getting some rest for now. I mean, this place is pretty nice. Strange how calm and at ease I feel when I'm here. I even feel like my leg injury will heal pretty quickly too. I'm just gonna cycle through these students real fast.
Yeah.
I want to go back if I can, but it's probably dangerous over there too, right?
That almost sounded like Henchman 24 from Venture Brothers. I want to go back if I can.
Yeah.
It's probably dangerous over there too, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's what I thought. I guess it's safer to hang here since we're being protected and all. It's a little bit more Muppety, I think, coming from me.
Yeah.
Oh, you got more? You do this time then.
I was just, since we were just talking about Venture Brothers, I was suddenly possessed by a desire to give Miyazu for no reason the Dr. Girlfriend voice, but I think there are other characters that could be saved for. That reminds me, have you seen that lady at the edge of the village? She almost looks like royalty from another country. Her name is Isis. I've actually talked with her a few times. I think Isis is actually some kind of important goddess. I'm checking it up on Wikipedia right now. She's really nice and super easy to talk to, though.
Nice. I'm glad you're having a friendship with Isis.
Isis actually has a quest for us, I believe, if we go chat to her.
Let me just polish up some dialogues. Hey, it's a Jack. We have the most seriously injured humans resting indoors, ho. Best to leave them be for now, ho. I like just kind of like really just letting that he kind of stretch out.
Yeah.
Okay, mandrakes dwell in these parts of flowers that quite generously offer themselves to love, and that seems to bring about a special effect on them. Beware of other, more powerful demons out gathering the same roots, however. Oh, right, you wanted me to go mulch some
Yeah, we're still gathering
drakes.
mandrake roots for...
Might as well, it's free experience. Like, not even a small amount of experience for all these quests.
It seems the students around here were attacked and killed. I can only hope there weren't any other victims.
What are you talking about, homie?
He's an angel. Who knows what they're talking about half the time.
Would you get me? Lifestone storage full. Yeah, that's expected now. Hey, and speaking of Isis, do you want ice?
May I?
Yeah, okay. I was gonna ask if you wanted Isis.
No, I'm not going to do the Dark Girlfriend voice. Oh, it's you. You're Jovian, aren't you? I heard you defeated the evil god, Lamu. I like giving all the demons like a slightly stupid, like theatrical, over-the-top voice.
Oh yeah, that's a little Soul
I think it's
Calibur.
just,
I dig it.
Yeah. I am Isis. Due to certain circumstances, I am waiting here at the moment. I wonder, could I ask you to undertake a dangerous job?
Sure.
My son, Horus, is on a rampage through a place called Sorokanda. Could I ask you to kill my son, and then bring me back his head?
That's a pretty normal request, sure. Why his head?
As long as I have that part of him, someday I can bring him back. As he is now, Horus has lost the power of the sun. Now he is just a monster that violently wanders the land. Soon, he will lose all of his remaining divinity and become nothing more than a common beast. I want to offer Horus's head to the gods of the Nile. I will then wait for the rise of a new sun god. Will you do it?
Yep. Got it, buddy.
Thank you. I shall leave it to you. I will remain here and keep watch. I'm Isis, and this was the news at 11.
Yeah, Nocturne is pretty dreamlike, eerie, and alienating. It is all those things. Yeah.
Yeah, that is a very common experience. It has an unfairly difficult reputation, though. It's nowhere near as hard as people make it out to be. But certainly, if you play it as your first SMT game, or if you're not familiar with SMT games, or you don't have a good guides to hand or something like that, and you're not familiar with the mechanics of the series, it can be extremely difficult. That's also kind of by design, though. It is a game that is supposed to make you feel alienated. There's a very famous quote from I think a Japanese developer who was talking about RPGs and was talking about how RPGs, in the eyes of Japanese developers at one point in time, were for people who are sad and alone in their rooms for long periods of time, and Nocturne was apparently a game made with that kind of isolation in mind.
There is a quest up there. or exclamation point. But we have to go to Sotokonda.
Yeah, Sotokonda is actually back in Chiyoda. It's the area that we're going through. You can see Horus like it's area 3.
All right, what do you think we should do? Because I noticed there's a quest over here now we haven't touched. Oh,
I don't believe we're going to be able to reach or kill Horus in this episode specifically, but I'm kind of inclined to want to keep pressing through Zone 3, especially since we're going to miss next week.
Yeah, you know what?
So I want to make as much progress today and tomorrow as possible.
Nocturne is absolutely about alienating all your friends, becoming lonely, killing the Jewish guys. It's still funny. It's still funny as shit to hear it just said.
Okay, but get this. Digital Devil Saga is about eating all of your friends, then becoming better friends with them as a result of eating all of them, and then befriending the Hindu Brahman as viewed by Japanese animism.
Look, I've seen enough trans polycules for that checks out.
Digital Devil Saga is fucking great. I love Digital Devil Saga. So demons don't. Oh, he's voiced here.
I don't think it applies to you.
Because Lamu wouldn't have killed anyone, of course, if we hadn't interfered.
Yeah, Lamu is just a little guy. It's his birthday. He's a little birthday skull.
君が戦いに巻き込まれてしまったのは事実だ。私は君にとって良い存在なのだろうか。
Buddy, you've been a great help. You've not been the problem.
そうか。そう感じてもらえているなら幸いだ。これからも君を守るために力を尽くす力を。
That's a statement. That's a statement that could have some dire implications.
Ogami's looking out for us.
I'm gonna trust him though. Hold on, I'm getting weird little licks from Carrie. That means she wants out of the bedroom. Give me a second.
Oh, little lady.
She licked my leg once, which I sort of ignored, but then she like popped up on her like, you know, back feet and licked my elbow, so it was like, okay. Alright.
That's adorable.
She is pretty cute.
Uh-oh.
Hey, there's one. Oh, it's gonna get away though. How much? No.
Oh my god, dude.
Nope.
This is not the time. This is not the time, dude.
That wasn't a lot of damage. That is a miss for the most part. That Magatama's gonna escape. Yeah. Well, do you know who also is going to escape? Probably us. Oh, that's a pretty small escape percentage. Did I pass it? I must have passed it. There it is. Smoke bowl. Let's go shift out Shikiwiji. We have some like individually powerful demons, but I noticed that our actual useful roster is pretty small right now.
I'd say this is definitely the point in the game at which that starts to happen more and more frequently, just because like the handful of demons that you do use are going to stick around for longer as they reach the upper end of the power scale, and like the rest of those slots are either going to be fused away or they're just kind of going to get like leveled out and become utility demons at most, or fusion fodder.
Name it.
Oze. I'm never sure how to pronounce this guy's name.
Oh, noob is too slick.
I would say Oz.
The O's are...
Oz's design here is a tribute to the protagonist of the long-running Gwyn Saga fantasy novels in Japan, who is a man with the head of a leopard.
I don't know what they're weak to. They block that. That is not ideal. Yeah!
Yeah.
Never punished. Hey, asshole, the furry convention's that way. Alright, well, you block that. Do you block this? Nope. Oh, poke it. What if I simply guarded because you're asleep? Go for a full turn rather than wake you up prematurely. Weak to fire. Got it. I like how automatically uncovers all their weaknesses and stuff after a little bit. Like after you hit him with a couple things. Just eliminate the guessing game. Poke him in an E.
Resulting in instant death.
Okay, I was hoping she'd be able to do it. Jesus Christ.
God, she just sounded like she burst into tears when that happened.
You son of a bitch. Now
That's understandable.
I'm gonna run back now. Japanese fursuit tech is a decade ahead of the rest of the world. Alright, this guy is actually not too bad.
We haven't made use of him at all yet, but I actually forgot that we had him until he popped up here.
Well, he's got White Draco Strike and Thing Breaker.
I've grown stronger as we traveled together.
I don't think I'm gonna use Fog now. I'm just gonna dump it. Health Incense? Okay, buddy. Alright. Was not expecting you to just drop something like that on me. Wait, no. It's not incense I want, it's bombs, right? I got it mixed up. Get the party straightened up. Let's go. We'll bring out Idun again. And we'll swap in, what, power? Not to be confused with the power from Chainsaw Man.
Well, I mean, she is named for the that class of angel that's brought up at the end. That's a lot of the demons that surround Denji are coincidentally themed with names after named after different orders of angel in the sort of like weird occult or angel order stuff, like all the apocrypha.
Oh, little goat trail over here. Oh, weird. I'm used to simply being something I have to... Yeah, like that. Hey, Mitama. Or, not Mitama, Miman. Demon's power, human's knowledge. Thought was all we needed to get to be Nahabino again. We were wrong. What? What? Hey, hold on. Hold on. Buddy, this is way different than everything else all your buddies been saying.
So...
No wonder they're giving us glory.
Now, put that together with the Miman that are constantly referencing their fuzzy memories of Tokyo.
Yeah, that's the human side.
Yeah, that's what happens when a human has their knowledge taken from them in the failed fusion to become a Nahabino. Which is why they look like little diminutive people with their heads cracked open.
And ain't that a mood?
Yeah.
Alright, what do you got? Speaking of bomb, we got the ultimate bomb. Well, I guess we're saving again. Does the apocalypse happen in every SMT game? Out of the two I know about, yes. Oh wait, no one needs to be healed. We literally did not get into a fight. We literally just found treasure.
There is an apocalypse of the requirements traditionally for a Shin Megami Tensei mainline game, like one of the ones that gets a number like 1, 2, 3, 4, is that there has been an apocalypse of some kind in the setting at some point. Or there is an imminent one, or there is a one that is currently going on, and additionally, Tokyo is there. The Tokyo thing isn't like as hard and fast as people like think it is. Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey is easily one of the best ones in the series, and that one doesn't take place in Tokyo at all. But that's also supposedly why it wasn't given the name Shin Megami Tensei 4 at the time, and that was given to the SMT5 project instead, was in part because Strange Journey was not set in Tokyo and therefore was considered a spin-off game.
Oh my god, stop getting
yes.
criticals. Oh, you little fucker.
Look at that spin that Succubus does.
I'm just gonna smoke bomb because the 26% chance of fucking that up is more than I'm willing to risk. I played XCOM. Alright, let's see what we got here. You know what? Let's be aggressive here. Let's take a risk here, because we got crits available, which means that we can do some real fun stuff. A Trigger Striker. Yep, weak to that. Blocked it, fuck.
Uh-oh.
That's okay though, it was kind of part of like me just going really hard. Alright, well, let's concentrate our shots. Might as well find out. Nope, but you sure did take it in the stomach. Oh, that's 2 weeks. Shit. That's a crit. Stop that. Extremely stop that, please. Okay. Alright. We're not fucked. Thank God for that. I will drop a dark gem if I got one now. Not dark gem, sorry, light gem. It's very important I get the Bull Hygeia.
Ball of Hygeia is such a workhorse. I love that ability. The Draco Strikes look so cool as well. They're quite literally like a dragon strike. It's very cool theming for what could have otherwise just been like Thunder Slam or something.
Golden Apple, let's go. God, I would love a piece of cheese right now. What kind of cheese you got? What's a stitch on that? Yes! Never fucking punished. Pepper and chili Romano. Ooh, that does sound real good. Have we done a dark move on you yet? Well, it's
I
safe.
can't believe you tried that. I can't remember what Cuckoo Lane's resistances are off the top of my head.
Well,
but no, he's done dark already, so
yeah, it's safe.
if he blocks,
He blocks wind, so
that blocking force tends to correspond to a thunder weakness.
well, let's bonk him with one. I love using these gems. Charge gem. Interesting. Elect gem. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. I mean, we could high hitting with that. Okay, that's not a bad decision. Oh, it's guard. We need you to stay up. Ah! Oh, it feels so good when it's not me. Does he do the Riestrat? I do not know. I haven't seen it yet. He just stabbed us with his spear.
He doesn't, unfortunately. SMT Cuckoo Lane doesn't have. He's very traditionally depicted as this sort of slender elfin Bishonen warrior like this, which could be traced back to some specific depictions of I think either of Cuckoo Lane himself or of other similar fantasy figures or whatever in Japanese fantasy magazines and books in the 90s, which were picked up on by Kaneko. But either way, unfortunately, Cuckoo Lane in SMT doesn't ever warp spasm.
Oh, once he straight jet blood out of his head, that would be pretty sick. I agree. Ah, we got a new chakra pot. What's up, Succubus?
Okay.
Not to be a thief or anything. Alright, we popped, that's it. Definitely Aura 3, Art of Intervention, Almighty Mastery 3, Physical Mastery 3. I have had no interest, by the way, in picking up physical anything because we keep using Almighty and, like, Thunder and stuff. I don't know, should we pick up an Elect? Proficiency on Jovian?
I don't think so. Like, Righteous Thunder is good, but like we're not good. By the end of the game, our primary damage dealing attacks are going to be Almighty or physical, or like even if they're not like physical attacks, they will be Almighty spells and stuff like that, like Megidolon and things like that. I don't know that Thunder is worth holding on to as a proficiency anyway.
EX, what's that? Tsukaba Express? That line didn't exist 20 years ago. That when Netherworld came. So, like, the thing to do is, like, some of those Mimon are, ladies, some are dudes, which I find interesting. So, like, are these different people we're finding pieces of, or is it one person? Like, what, you know?
I don't believe they ever lay it out completely. You have to piece together what happened to the Mimon just based on what they say. But my theory was always that, so you remember that it was mentioned by Abdiel that a condemnation was placed on, like, the act of becoming a Nahobino. Like, a sort of universal rule was laid out that prevented individuals from, demons from fusing with the humans that have their corresponding knowledge and stuff like that. And what happened... I believe we know it's never specified exactly how the condemnation functioned, other than it just prevented people from doing this. It wasn't just a rule against it; it like actively stopped it from happening. And I believe the Mimon are supposed to be humans or the remnants of humans who were merged with by demons or tried to merge with demons to become Nahobino. I think some of them may have done it willingly. Some of them may have been like possessed, kind of like what happens with Sahori and Lamu. But either way, the end result was, under the condemnation, the fusion would fail. The demon, I think, may have been destroyed, since they don't see them around, or just, like, blown apart and reincarnated later or whatever. But the humans had their knowledge taken from them and ended up as the diminutive. Instead of humans, they are me-man now, I think is kind of supposed to be the
Interesting.
the idea. And they're their slightly demonized body shape, where they have like the little tails and their shattered geode heads that kind of suggest like a severe damage that has been done to them and something has been taken from them. Like that's my theory. I don't think it's ever laid out like in that many words, but that's pretty much I think that's pretty much what's supposed to have happened.
All right. So how much time do you have left?
I have about 15 minutes left, I would say.
All right. Think you have time to push forward a little bit? Well, what am I looking at over there?
Yeah.
Looks like a little guy to hit. Humans and memons.
Humans.
Time abandons us all. Alright, what you got? You're weak to ice. We got one of those. Eventually. What if I just drop a gem on you? I could drop ice shards, actually, and cycle it for... Alright, let's see what happens. Oh, ice shards will do it. Because it'll take too much juggling to just simply bring in frost.
Here, Alice, throw this rock at it.
School swimsuit. I almost feel like I shouldn't give this to Gustav out of principle.
Listen, we had to do some pretty horrible things to survive out here in the netherworld.
Here's a question: is Mamudun better than Daikrami? I think it is.
No.
You don't think it is? Should I replace Mumudun with Mumudun? I think I should just keep Mudun in case I need a single target.
I think we should keep Madu. I think we can get rid of Tetrakarn maybe, but like the thing about Daikrami is it has multiple attacks, and I believe it's also like a lot of the unique abilities. It has like slightly higher tweaked like damage regardless of what its description says. We aren't really making use of Tetrakarn, and it's fairly easy to find. So,
all right. That's
Mamudun is a guaranteed multi-target. That's the thing. Like it's more consistent than Daikrami, but I think Daikrami has slightly higher sort of like potential per attack, if that makes sense.
She gave me another lifestyle. Oh, whoa, what the fuck? What the fuck? Get over here. Got dogs.
Orthrus.
Dogs are here. Hey, we can get one. Oh, hold on, I got to do this one. It's all in caps.
You got it.
That look in your eyes! What is reflected there? Fiery determination. Then I play a fire, but you're the one who gets burned! Oh, damn. Yeah, I am weak to that.
We did indeed get burned.
I don't think we're living.
Oh god, we might just straight up die. We might just straight up die. Well, it's gonna take us one of these succubi to take a flying kick at our head.
We still got another.
Oh my god, yeah, we're gonna make it. But we lost our healer in the process.
That's okay.
I think that's a smoke bomb.
Yep, we got the share zone button. Cops, if you're quick, let's go. Main problem about that Shikiwiji is occasionally we literally get burned. Every time Eden goes down to it, just like, it's like, oh. That sounds like it hurts. Well, maybe we should just stop here then in that case. Because I don't think we're going to accomplish much in the next, like, 10 minutes.
That's fine.
Let's
press on.
Let's try to meet tomorrow around, I want to say, 12:30 EDT. So that would be an hour and a half before our usual time.
Cool. You got it. Be about 5:30 my time, I guess.
Yep. And we'll
Right.
go for no longer than 2 hours total, including pre-stream. So hey, if you want to stop by tomorrow and watch more of our hacking and slashing through the zone.
Zenobigo, we would love to have you again.
Yeah.
Layla, it's always a pleasure.
And I do save all the VODs, unless I, make a mistake or something, and I need to get to that today, actually. But hey, catch you later. Thanks for joining me, Francine.
All right. Absolutely. Godspeed.
Later, y'all.